As a single mom, you might be wondering about this million-dollar question. Am I ready to date? In addressing that question, I want to give you two resources up front that I highly recommend: Too Close, Too Soon by Dr. Jim Talley and Dating and the Single Parent by Ron Deal. Both of these very insightful on this topic. In fact, I want to share some of the content from these two books to help you answer the question, am I ready to date? So, as a mom, you've surely said to your kids, do your homework or you'll fail the class. Well, now it's your turn to do your homework on dating again. Homework, you ask? What homework? I've done that dating thing before, you say. But my friend, this time it's totally different than before. Because with children involved, the process is much, much more complicated, and there's much more at stake. Statistics show that 67% of second marriages end in divorce. 67%, that's 2 out of 3. And why is that so? I think it's because they simply did not know what they didn't know and didn't take time to find out. They didn't heed the red and the yellow lights, the stop, the yield, and the go signs in dating again. For some single moms, whether never married or single again or widowed, or whether they've adopted a child or for other reasons, being a solo parent can be extremely lonely. I mean, it's hard. And if you're not careful, you can easily fall prey to anything that comes your way that feels refreshing, like a new romance being the most dangerous of all. You say, oh, finally, I feel alive again. But often, it's short-lived because the unresolved root issues remain covered up with a camouflaged Band-Aid of what feels good. I mean, it's normal if you want to marry someday. After all, God created us with that desire for companionship and attachment and sharing our lives with somebody else. As for me, I've been remarried to my second husband for many years now, so I'm all for a second beginning and a second marriage. But it's a complex maze of realities when there are children in the mix. So, where do you start? Pre-dating begins with an honest examination of yourself, your past, the inner you, the you that you must deal with before you can expect a dating partner to deal with. So be real. Have you asked yourself these questions? Why didn't my last relationship work out? Or what are my blind spots, my vulnerabilities, my triggers? Or what impact has the loss of the death of my husband or that relationship had on me and my children for that matter? Am I settled? Am I willing to surrender to God in His direction regarding dating and remarriage? Am I ready to consider how the children would feel if I started dating? Friend, listen. Do you remember dating as a teenager or a young adult before kids? Remember how you put your best foot forward and for the longest time you worked so hard to show your dating partner the best you? You know what that looks like. No grumbling about bad hair days or no moodiness because your kids are driving you crazy. But you know what? We all know when the warm fuzzies rub off, the real you comes out. Or have you considered other life issues that are tucked deep inside that deal with your wholeness factor? Questions like, am I needy for a substitute daddy to be in the house with the kids? Am I needy for someone to help pay the bills? Am I needy for the guilt, the fear, the unhappiness to go away? Am I needy to hurry up the process to get on with it? Am I needy to have the perfect little family? If so, then read this sign right here. It says yield. Because if any of these are true, you are not ready. And there's other hidden truths to consider too. There's only one biological father, and though a stepdad may be great, he cannot be that original father. Or maybe you thought marrying would relieve your pain. Friend, it doesn't work like that. Substitution spouses don't alleviate unresolved heartache. They eventually make the situation worse, actually. Or maybe you thought your time clock was running out and you needed to hurry and marry while you still had a chance. Listen, friends, when moms rush rush into marrying, they are usually running from something, and eventually the unresolved issue will catch up with them. So the question remains, are you ready to start the dating process? If not, then when are you ready? As a child of God, you're ready when you're settled as a single parent, not needy. Research shows that one should wait, ready for this, at least 2 years before dating again, and many sources say 5 years. So here, let me share some insightful indicators from Ron Deal's book that will help you discern whether you're in a place to start the process. Are you ready? I'm going to read them. Number 1, you're ready to date when you've prayed and sought God and what's best for you and your family. Number 2, you're ready to date again when you're finally committed to dating God's way with an accountability partner already signed up to walk you through the process. Number 3, you're ready to date again when you've examined the purpose of dating from God's perspective, which is sharing core values concerning faith and family life. Number 4, you're ready to date again when you're able to love someone else generously, where the goal is to involve the children in such a way that they are benefited by your union in Christ. Number 5, you're ready to date again when God's purpose in dating is to find another Christ follower who shares your heart, parenting style, and vision for your family, where you're both committed to live for Him by walking together in faith. Number 6, you're ready to date again when you have a peace about it concerning your children. Number 7, you're ready to date again when you're completely contented being single with Jesus as your husband. Friend, God is for you. And as you evaluate whether you're ready to begin the dating process, just remember to do this one thing. Do your homework.